guys, so since Halloween is my favorite holiday of them all, I thought that I would share with you some of my favorite costumes from throughout the years. This is just a quick look into it, not going too far. I think it's from like grade 10 on kind of thing, just random ones throughout. Not all of them are from Halloween, I must say though, because costumes were my thing in high school. It's what I did. I made the costumes for the drama department, so I was pretty much always in costume when it came to it, you know? Yeah, so I'm going to walk you through a couple of my favorite costumes that I've ever made or worn. So my number one costume that I've ever made, probably for myself at least, not in total, but for myself, would have to be my dead bride costume. This costume was awesome. I bought a dress off of Kijiji of a girl that had a periodic themed wedding, and I bought it. I coffee stained the heck out of that thing for like 2 months straight. Every day I would go and throw more coffee on and scrub like black, like the shoe polish stuff and fake blood, and I like destroyed this dress. I ripped it up in places and cheese grated it, but it turned out so good. And I made a veil with black and white fabric, and like I had a giant spider on my shoulder, and my makeup was so much fun to put on. It was just really good times. I actually not only wore this on Halloween one year to give out candy, but I also did it while I helped run a children's event. So they were a little bit scared of it, but they thought it was so cool because I was so into character, which is kind of fun. Probably my second favorite costume ever has been my Mexico costume. A lot of you probably won't get this, but I love the show The Weekender, and on that show, Tino Tonatini, or whatever his name is, decides what to be for Halloween, and all his friends are supposed to be things that start with the letter M, and then he's the only one that ends up going through with it, and he is Mexico. So he's this giant cutout of Mexico. So I decided to do that because I love that show. One of my favorite Halloween specials every single year. And yeah, I kind of didn't have any good ideas, so I watched that episode and then it was just like, click, that's what I'm gonna do too. I don't know, I just had fun with it. And in this picture, my friend's actually a vampire clown because she didn't have a costume. I grabbed random stuff out of my costume closet and that's what she became. It was kind of my fault. Yeah. My third favorite costume would have to be the tree costume I was. This was actually for an MS charity walk that we did. It was a 5K walk, and our group decided to all dress up like Wizard of Oz characters. And I was a little bit slow on picking a character, so of course all the good ones like Dorothy and like the Munchkins and stuff like that went really, really fast. So I decided to be creative with it. I was looking for a character that was in the movie, of course, still, but it wasn't as recognized or the first thing you think of, like the Tin Man or something like that. So I decided to be, you know, that evil tree that like throws apples? That was me. I made this giant tree out of a poster board, multiple layers of it. I sprayed it with this like weird spray that I got at the hardware store that they use for like, I don't know, some sort of building something. I don't know. I don't do building. I do costumes. And then I spray painted it with 2 different colors of brown to make it look like bark. Yes, and then I cut the arm and head hole and stuff like that, and I glued fake leaves out the top with some apples on it. I also had a bunch of apples that I was carrying around and throwing at members of my team, and they would catch it, but it was just really fun. This picture is actually me up on stage because the band called me up on stage because they were so amazed for some reason with the costume, but it was super fun. At the end of the day, we ended up winning best costumes as our team, so that was really fun. Probably my fourth favorite costume that I've ever been, and it's fourth not because I made it like the others, but because I have probably been this costume about 6 times throughout my life. First time was when I was 3 years old, and the last time actually was when I was in grade 12. So huge span of when I was this costume. And it is my Furby costume. I don't know if you guys even know what Furbies are. Maybe you're a little too young. I loved Furbies. They were good times. They were like these little toys that looked like owls almost. And you would like teach them how to talk and keep them alive. And if you went like this, they would go, wee, wee, wee. wee and good times, and they were a lot more fun than they sound. But yeah, so I was a Furby. I got this costume when I was like 3, and it was like down to my ankles. And then by grade 12, it was like a t-shirt on me. But I love it, and everyone loved it. It was good times. Who doesn't love a Furby? So yeah, some of these pictures are from like when I was in grade 11 and went to the corn maze with friends. Other time were when I was in grade 12 and we had this giant dance in the cafeteria during the lunch hour. Just yeah. This next one I didn't make either. I kind of just embellished it because it was something that we had up in the drama department, little storage area that I had when I was making the costumes, and it was like a Tweedledee, Tweedledum kind of outfit, and this wasn't for Halloween actually. This was just kind of for fun, like we were just dressing up and whatever. So yeah, I was Miss Tweedledee in this yellow little jumper type thing. It was just a lot of fun, and I think this costume, it wasn't as good as a lot of the other costumes I've ever made, but I think it was just a lot of fun because of the memories that come along with it. Yes. And then the last ones that I have on this list would have to be the retro costumes that I've done, both of them 80s. I've actually done retro costumes a lot, but these are two of my favorites that I'm going to be showing you. The first one was on Retro Day in grade 12, I want to say, grade 11 or grade 12, and I was in student council, so we got all out, dressed up. I think we were some of the only people dressed up because it was like student council, whatever, good times. And I had green tights and shorts and boots, and the boots didn't really even match the outfit, but I liked them. And this cool, awesome pink and black windbreaker, 'cause who doesn't love a windbreaker? Woohoo! I don't know, I love that windbreaker. Every time I have to dress up for 80s themes since then, I wear that windbreaker. Love, 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 love. And then the other time was when a youth group and I, Young Life, we decided to go roller skating at the retro roller rink, which is super fun because it's dark in there with lights, and you put on the old rollerblades, not like the new ones, like you rollerblade around with like a dog or whatever. Like these are the actual old ones, which is kind of fun. They have an arcade there, good time. And I got this like ugly oversized purple swirly black sweater that I like cut the shoulder, and I loved it. Don't put it in the wash if you ever cut the shoulder because it was like the biggest mess ever. But I really liked it. I had this neon yellow tank top underneath, this skirt that I think my mom found at like Walmart or something, and it had like fireworks all over it. I had fishnets and bright leggings and cool sunglasses, and my hair was all curled and makeup, and it was just good times. Like it was, yeah. 80s theme is one of the easiest but hardest things because you want to think outside of the box. But I think we all have stuff in our closet that you can somewhat use for an 80s theme costume. So those are most of my favorite costumes that I've ever worn. Definitely not my all-time favorite costumes, but some of the top. Yeah. Fancy. But you guys should leave comments of some of your favorite costumes because you know what? I'm looking for inspiration for future costumes. So that would be awesome-tastic if you leave some comments down below. Also videos that you want to see, whether they have to do with Halloween or whether they have to do with Christmas or just in general, let me know. Also in the description bar you can find all of my social media links, which would be awesome if you check that out. Like this video if you like it and other good stuff. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see other videos like this. Now I'm talking really fast, so I hope you guys have an amazing test today that's as awesome as you are, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!